Hey, everybody, welcome to Hollywood Live. So glad you're here today. We always bring it. And today, my guest is a daytime television icon. She's got, all kinds of awards and accolades, including being recognized by Congress for a lot of her work with children. Two doctorate degrees, at least two honorary doctorate degrees, and a whole lot of other stuff. And my longtime friend, say hello to Victoria Rowell. How are you, darling?
Hi, Tanya. It's so good to see you outside of the supermarket.
Outside of the supermarket. I have to tell people we're actually neighbors. We've been neighbors for years. I mean, in the same neighborhood, and we run. I have been to your house. You've been up here, but we see
Yes.
each other at the supermarket. It's kind of like our community center.
Yes, it is.
Well, you've been busy during the pandemic. You've got a new show on CBS that you're involved in and being a part of. It's called Good Sam. Is that it? Did I have
That's
that correct?
correct.
Good Sam.
Good
Okay.
Sam, and I play the hospital's chairwoman, Tina Kingsley. So it's been amazing, but let me not stop you with that introduction because it's quite fabulous.
Thank you. No, introduction's over. We can talk
Okay,
now.
all right, let's get down to it.
Yeah, let's just get down to it. Well, it's interesting because, for many years you played a doctor on Diagnosis Murder. So this must feel pretty comfortable, actually.
It's really fun, the correlation for me to be back at CBS after working with Viacom CBS for Diagnosis Murder with Dick Van Dyke. And I played a pathologist. I was also a detective. But it's great to be back at CBS in this medical capacity, if you will, as a chairwoman. So it's a lot of fun drawing that connection.
I'm so sure. How is Dick Van Dyke doing? I know you guys stay in touch. You have for years.
Yes, well, I've always respected Dick Van Dyke's privacy. And as far as I can tell, and I know, he is still dancing up a storm.
Yeah.
He belongs to a barbershop quartet. You see him on social media. He is absolutely amazing. So, I owe 8 years with Viacom CBS because of Dick and Diagnosis Murder. Yeah.
Wow, I know. I mean, he's just the most amazing, unstoppable person. I see him on social media, and I'm like, really, Dick?
Well, dance is the fountain of youth, darling.
And you would know that. You have been a dancer all of your life, of course, with the American Ballet long before. I mean, you've had such a storied career. People don't even know about all of the backdrop. And plus, we were all in Boston when we were very young, too. We kind of all started out there. So, but, looking at the arts and the things that people pay attention to now, when you were doing all this, there was no social media, but we were still able to get the message out there in the dance. And so where do you think this has taken us today with all of the
I think that social media has afforded performers, writers, business persons, startups, the capacity to publicize what it is that they're doing. And if anything, in terms of publicity at all, it is a fantastic interface and companion piece to any broad publicity that's already out there. So it's great.
I know. Do people still look at you and call you, "Hey, Drusilla," from the Young and Restless days?
It's funny that you mentioned that, Tanya. Of course, those fans are incredible, extremely loyal. They followed me everywhere I've gone. And here they are, still with me for Good Sam. I mean, you see it on social media at Victoria Rowell on Instagram and Twitter. They've never gone anywhere. And also my primetime fans from Diagnosis Murder have come on board, and new fans that I've accrued as a producer, writer on different projects. So it's exciting, I was with my friend Shirley Ralph yesterday, and she's on a hit show on ABC, Abbott Elementary. And so we were talking about staying in the race. You know about this, Tanya, staying in the race, longevity, and growth. And I've seen the industry change, and it's so exciting to still be a part of it.
Now I got to ask you about the dreads. And
Well, we call them locks.
well, okay, the locks. That's
Yeah.
that, let me get it socially correct. The locks. First of all, they're gorgeous. I think you were working on them the last time I saw you. Your hair hadn't grown out quite as long. But I mean, just things like that, because there was a time when you couldn't wear that look on
Well,
television.
you make a good point about, I mean, my hair has always wanted to lock, as I have African hair. So, but my hair is always naturally locked, and wearing my natural hair throughout my career has not always been accepted. And it is wonderful once again to be in this hour where it is embraced, that department heads are familiar with locks. And it's a wonderful time. I've just been in a space of celebration with my friends and colleagues who have never stopped working. We've all pivoted in different ways. We have portfolio careers, whether it's lecturing and acting or producing and writing. And it's a wonderful moment. And it is not lost on us with Black Lives Matter, with the loss of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and so many, but how the world has changed and the world has pivoted. And I am so humbly grateful to all that has changed and all that we're able to participate in. It's a happy time.
It is. It really is, despite what the world has gone through and is still going through.
Yes.
It's amazing. Black people still prevail. There's just, if nothing else, we know how to do that, which is always great. I wanted to talk a little bit about your directing, because you really have, you've almost pivoted into that. And so I'm glad you're back acting again, but you've done a lot of directing lately. Tell me about that and what else you're working on.
I love directing. As you know, I ran a charity. I directed a charity for 20 years, and I had to direct those fundraisers. And we had wonderful talent. I mean, when I think of the talent that I directed, from Sharon Stone to, oh my God, when I just think of Denise Graves, Yolanda Adams, Kurt Carr and the Kurt Carr Singers. I mean, the list goes on ad infinitum. And people shouldn't sleep on all of their experience. I always recognize my whole body of work. And whether you're directing a live show, look at where Tyler Perry is directing live shows. So I never minimize directing the live shows that I did as part of my directing experience, of course. I've directed content for AMC All Black, Bob Johnson's company. And Bob gave me that opportunity, that first opportunity, on AMC All Black with 3 shows. And now I have content that's licensed as a producer, director, writer on BET Plus. Upcoming, I have a Christmas movie that will be on BET Plus that I produced, directed, and co-wrote, titled Blackjack Christmas. And that stars our friend Dawn Lewis and Sharman Lee.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Wow.
And Adam Lazar-White, who's one of the former stars of Young and the Restless, and Kyrie McAlpin, who's a Disney darling. So that'll be out, and it's about immigration between 2 sisters. I have a movie coming out that I directed on Lifetime, well, on TV1 and then Lifetime, a thriller called The Neighbor. So that comes out this month. So look forward to that. And other content that I'm in as an actor. You bring up that I'm acting more lately. I will be in a Christmas movie as well later in the year. In terms of continuing, now that I have a foothold as a producer and a director, it's very important that I continue. So I will be producing, directing a series this spring in partnership. I can't disclose more than that at this time, but looking forward to all of it and enjoy all of it.
Yeah, you should, because you're so good at all of it too. That's the other part of it. And I do remember when you were directing for the fundraiser. I mean, it just brings up all of these wonderful memories and things that you're doing, and just stuff that we've all participated in. So I'm so proud of you. I want you to know that.
Thank you. Tanya.
And I just can't wait to see this Good Sam series. Are you going to be directing some of those too? Hopefully.
No, I mean, I really enjoy acting, as you know. I love it.
Yeah.
And I like wearing that one hat when I go to set and hitting my mark. She's such a rich character. She's very multidimensional. She's strong, and unapologetically so. She is a heavy hitter as chairwoman of the board. She is estranged from her son. As you know, in a Black family nucleus, that's already controversial and interesting. Her ex-husband works at the hospital. They're a moneyed family. So I really enjoy wearing my actress hat and hitting my mark and saying my lines and participating, getting in the sandbox with really good actors such as Evan Park and Edwin Hodge.
Well, I think they're lucky to be with you too. I think they're going to learn a couple of things from Miss Victoria. I really, really do. And of course, we can see that on CBS on Wednesday.
Tonight at 10 o'clock. That's PT and ET time. And you can also stream it on Paramount Plus.
Exactly. Victoria, it is just always delightful to see you. Come on, anytime you got stuff to talk about. We're still here, as you can see.
Yes.
And one of these days, if I knock on your door, I'm just going to walk around the corner and knock on the door. It's been too long. You can do the same. I'm trying to get out walking again. I need to be doing this.
Well, Tanya, it's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. Please tell the family, all the kids that are now all grown up. How did that happen? I don't even know.
Yeah, they're adults.
You're adults. Everybody's an adult all of a sudden. I don't know what happened. Anyway, that's the way the world goes. Thank you again. We will look for you. We'll look for this show, because I know the show is going to be good. It looks really exciting. We're going to have
it's so good.
Yeah.
And Tanya, we started airing in January, and it's 13 episodes of medical drama and intrigue, and it's good.
Yeah. And you are too. Love you, darling. Good to see you. Everybody else out there, don't forget to check out Victoria's new show. And by the way, we want you to continue with us here on Hollywood Live. We love you. Thank you so much for tuning in every week, every day. We got stuff on. And remember, be good to yourself and somebody else. Take care.